So if you're like me, you want to create content on YouTube. But in the process of trying to create something, what you do is you mostly end up questioning yourself. A deep sense of unease possesses you while you're trying to work on your project. You might be suffering from what is known as the imposter syndrome. Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel Sameed Nama and to the segment that I like to call Stray Reflections. So in this segment, I like to talk about things that I believe in and that I think that are worth sharing. So today we'll be talking about what is known as the imposter syndrome and why I think it is a very paradoxical and inconsistent state of mind to be in. So without further ado, let's just dive into it. So I've been trying to make YouTube videos for a while now. I've got at least 5 scripts that are ready to go. I just need to record, edit, and upload. However, I couldn't make myself do it. There was something within me that was hindering that. I couldn't just make myself sit down and record the video, edit it, and upload it. I was continuously thinking whether the content was good enough or whether the scripting was perfect or not, whether the light was good or not, whether the recording would be done appropriately or not. So plethora of questions, right? But I just couldn't make myself do it. I think I was suffering from what is known as the imposter syndrome. For those of you who do not know, imposter syndrome is this condition wherein a person does not value his own creative work enough to show it to other people, and he does that because he fears being condemned as a fraud or an imposter. So I've been having these same feelings of inadequacy, of my content actually not being good enough for the platform. And in a way, it's a good thing because that is what drives progress. That is what helps you make better videos. However, I feel like at a certain point of time, I started to overthink a bit too much. It actually became a real problem, and I had to sort it out because I wasn't getting any work done. So this is when I started reading "Show Your Work" by Austin Kleon. This was actually a book suggested by one of my favorite YouTubers, Ali Abdal. So I kind of had to read it. So while reading the book and deliberating on my condition, an interesting thought occurred to me that was paradigm shifting. I went from a state of constant scrutiny to a hurried frenzy of typing the script because of that idea. So what had occurred to me was that the internal contradiction or the paradox of the imposter syndrome had made itself apparent to me. So here's the idea. On one hand, I was not valuing my work enough for me to put it online in front of other people. But on the other hand, I was almost paradoxically valuing myself enough to think that other people are going to watch my videos, scrutinize them, and call me out for them. Implicitly, in the act of fearing scrutiny, I was actually assuming that I was worthy of being scrutinized to begin with. But that's just not the case for a small YouTuber with just 12 subscribers, all of whom are my friends. Like, I'm just not worthy of being scrutinized at the moment now, am I? I don't have to fear being ridiculed as I trip down clumsily while I'm trying to walk the landscape of YouTube, because nobody's really watching. And hopefully, by the time I'm worth critiquing, I would have learned how to walk. I would have learned how to even run, perhaps. And so, folks, I choose to make more mistakes. I choose to trip and fall and bruise myself because that is how you learn how to walk. And I call you guys too to be willing to fall, to be willing to bruise yourself, to be willing to be an amateur. To be an amateur in whatever field that interests you. So in the end, I would like to quote one of my favorite couplets. And it goes like, Bandai momin ka dil beemo riya se paak hai. Bandai momin ka dil beemo riya se paak hai. Quwwat-e farma rawa ke samne bebak hai. It means that the heart of an ideal person is free from fear and hypocrisy even in front of a mighty ruler. If this is the ideal that we aspire to, and I believe that everyone should aspire to such an ideal, then it does not befit us to fear keyboard critique. It does not befit us to give into the hypocritical and paradoxical imposter syndrome. So guys, I welcome you to my life as an amateur creator. It will be a ride with many hiccups, but I also hope it will be a ride with some progress.